Welcome everybody to day 22 of the 30-day yoga challenge. Congratulations for making it this far. We're going to start today in Supta Padangusthasana like we did last week, but we're going to add the second version of the pose where we take the leg out to the side. So start on your back in Tadasana. Make sure to have a belt and your bricks handy. A good way to start in this pose is to come with your feet on the wall with your knees just slightly bent. And then you push into the wall with your feet until the buttocks flesh starts to lengthen. Press the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs. Hold on to the sides of the sticky mat. Stretch the sticky mat towards the wall so that your rib cage lifts away from your pelvis. Turn the tops of your arms outwards. Now keep your inner left heel pressing into the wall as you belt your right metatarsals, the big toe mound and the little toe mound. Straighten your left leg, straighten your right leg. Bring your outer shoulders back and lift your chest. So I'm pushing my left thigh down and I'm pushing my right thigh away from my chest. Press the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs. Now hold onto the belt with the right hand. Take your left arm out to the side in line with your shoulder and slowly take this right leg out to the side. And if you find that you're tipping over like that, don't bring the legs so far out. You can also put a brick, one of your bricks, right outside the right hip here to help you secure the right hip in as you take this leg out. You can also bend the right elbow and bring the right elbow down to the floor in line with your shoulder. Push into the belt with your right foot, push into the wall with your left foot, lift your chest, and turn your abdomen from the right back to the left. Come back to the center, and release. Push your feet into the wall, press the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs. Keep moving the chest away from the pelvis. Keep your right inner heel pressing into the wall. You can reach for a brick here. I can show it on this side. And belt your left metatarsals. So push the right inner heel into the wall. Push the left big toe mount up into that belt. Press the right thigh down. Push the left thigh towards the wall. Keep your chest lifted. And push the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs. Now if you'd like to utilize that brick, bring the brick really close to the outer left hip. So you're drawing from the outer left knee into the outer left hip. As you take this leg out to the side, bring the left elbow down. So I'm injecting, that brick is helping me inject my outer left knee into my outer left hip, keeping my right waist on the floor, my right back waist on the floor. And as I push into the belt with my left foot, I'm moving my abdomen from the left to the right. Back to the center and release. Okay, so now Ardha Uttanasana with your hands at the wall. So take your feet as wide as the sticky mat with your heels wider than your toes. Bring your hands to the wall and lift up your kneecaps and move your hips way back, away from the wall. Spread your fingers, reach your chest towards the wall. Keep lifting the sides of the waist up. So the hips and the thighs move back away from the wall and the chest moves towards the wall. Okay, and now downward dog with your hands turned out at the wall. Bring your inner thumbs, your inner index fingers into the wall. Take your feet as wide as the sticky mat, and then lift your knees and your hips and your heels upwards. Push into the wall with your hands and move your hips away from your hands, locking your elbows in. If there's a lot of stiffness in your back, just do some pumping here. Pump, pump. More flexible folks, that won't be necessary. Keep turning the tops of your arms outwards. Now lift your kneecaps up and then reach your heels back and down. Keep your heels wider than the toes. Keep reaching the inner heels backwards. Straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Lift your hips away from your hands. Deepen the breath. Okay, and now Ardha Uttanasana, walk your hands back to the feet. Bring your hands right under the shoulders and lift your chest. Lift your chest forward. If you need bricks under your hands, add bricks. If your back is rounded, add those bricks under your hands. Keep the front of your body lengthening, and then take your hands wide apart and release your head down. Stiffer bodies, you can also just go back to the first pose. Put your hands back on the wall and do that one for a second time. Keep your ribs moving down. Keep your kneecaps lifting. Bring more weight into the ball mounds of your feet, the big toe mounds. Don't let your hips fall backwards in this pose. Uttanasana with your head down. Even be on your fingertips. Now come back to Ardha Uttanasana. Bring your hands to the fronts of your thighs and come up. Now for some standing postures, come to Tadasana. Bring your feet together. Press down through the fronts of your heels. Draw up through the fronts of your thighs. Lift up through the sides of your trunk. Roll your shoulders back and stretch your arms downwards. Bring your head back right over your tailbone. Relax your eyes, your jaw, and your tongue. And bring your arms forward. Turn the thumb sides of your wrists away from each other, and then bring your arms all the way up. And press down through your heels. Lift up through your kneecaps, so make your legs straight, make your arms straight. Roll your outer armpit skin towards the face. Push the floor down with your heels. Push the ceiling upwards. Move your head back. Relax the back upper neck muscles down. And bring your arms forward and down. Bring your hands to the chest. Lift up your arms and take your arms out to the sides. Take your right foot out. Take your left leg out. Utthita Hasta Padasana. Straighten your legs and straighten your arms. Lift your chest. Turn your left foot in a little bit. Turn your whole right leg out, keeping your left shoulder back. Lift your kneecaps. Lift up your right arm and then start to reach out. Inject your right thigh bone deeper into the hip as you extend this right arm. Bring your hand down to the leg. Take your left arm up. Straighten your legs. Lift your chest towards your head. Straighten your arms. Bring your right buttocks forward so the back of the body is coming into the front of the body. Now turn your abdomen first, and then turn your chest second, and then maybe turn your head. Utthita Trikonasana. Pull yourself up with your top arm and come up out of the posture. Turn your right foot in. Inhale more deeply. Exhale. And now turn your right foot in a little bit more. Turn your whole left leg out, keeping your right shoulder back. Lift your kneecaps. Lift up your left arm and then start to reach. As you reach out, inject this left thigh bone deeper into your pelvis. Keep getting longer on that left side as you bring your left head down to the leg. Bring your right arm in a straight line. Straighten your legs. Lift your chest towards your head. Bring your head back a little bit. Now bring your left buttocks forward. Now turn your abdomen, turn your ribs, and then finally you can look up towards that right hand. Now pull yourself up with the right hand as you come up out of the posture. Turn your left foot in, bring your hands to the chest, and then step your right leg in, and then your left leg in. Tadasana. Bring your hands to the chest, lift up your arms, Take your left foot out, take your right foot out. We're going to combine Warrior Two and Parshvakonasana, Utthita Parshvakonasana on one side. So straighten your legs and your arms. Turn your left foot in, turn your whole right leg out from the top of the thigh. And now slowly bend your front knee, making sure the knee comes right over the ankle, making sure the kneecap is going over the center of your foot. Get your right hip as low as you can towards the knee, and then straighten your back leg, lift up through your chest, and you can look to the right, but keep reaching back through this left arm. Good, now straighten your front knee, Utthita Parshvakonasana. Now rebend it, check the alignment of that knee, and then reach all the way out. Reach up and out with this right hand, and bring your right hand down to your brick, bring it right to the outer right heel. Keep your chest lifting towards your head. Turn your upper palm and bring your top arm down towards the back of your ear. So reach through your left middle finger. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Now turn your abdomen again up towards the ceiling. Turn your chest and look up at your left bicep muscle. Look up at that left bicep. Now lift up your left arm and pull yourself up out of the posture. Turn your right foot in. Lift up your kneecaps, move your thighs back, lift up your chest. Now turn your right foot in a little bit more, turn your whole left leg out from the top of the thigh. Inhale more deeply. As you exhale, bend your front knee. Look at your front knee, place the knee right over the ankle. Get the kneecap going right over the second and third toe. Get your hip as low as the knee. Straighten your back leg, straighten it. That's it. Look out over your left middle finger, but reach back through your left arm. Reach back through that left arm. Go down. And now straighten the front knee. Once again, bend it. Reach out with this left arm. Reach all the way out. Bring your left hand down to the leg, down to the brick rather, on the little toe side of your heel, and then bring your right arm in a straight line. Straighten your back leg. Revolve your top arm and bring the top arm down towards the back of your ear. Now reach through that right middle finger as you press into the little toe side of your back foot. Now turn your abdomen up towards the ceiling, turn your chest, and then finally look up at your right bicep muscle. Now lift up with your right arm and come up out of the posture. Turn your left foot in, bring your hands to the chest, bring your arms and your legs back together. Okay, so notice I've turned the mat back to the original position with the short edge of the mat at the wall. So if you need time to do that, just pause the video and then come back to it. You can always pause the video at any time and repeat any poses that you'd like to work on. So now bring your left foot to the wall and step your right leg all the way out so that your right foot comes under the hand. Turn your left foot in with your outer left heel against the wall. Turn your whole right leg out. Straighten your legs, lifting up the kneecaps. Lift up through the sides of your chest. And now bring your arms forward. Turn the thumb sides of your wrist away from each other and bring your arms up. Make sure that you're not dropping the back ribs. So keep your back ribs lifting, even if the arms come a little bit forward. Keep those back ribs lifting, and now bend your front knee. Push into the wall with your outer left heel. Bring your outer left thigh forward. Bring your left ribs forward, left ribs forward. Go down with your hips, go down. Reach up with your side chest. Push up to the ceiling with your fingertips. Keep bringing your left ribs forward. And now straighten the front knee. Turn your right foot in and bring your arms and your legs back together, and we'll do the second side. Bring your right foot to the wall. Step your left leg all the way out so that your left foot comes out under your hand, under your fingernails. Now turn your right foot all the way in. Turn your left leg all the way out. Press down through your heels, lift up through your kneecaps. Keep lifting the front of your pelvis upwards. These right ribs have to come forward. And then bring your arms forward, turn the thumb sides of your wrists away from each other, and then bring your arms up. Again, without dropping the back ribs. So lift your back ribs. Even if the arms have to come a little bit forward, keep those back ribs lifting, the front ribs coming back. And now bend your front knee and push into the wall with that outer right heel. If your right heel needs to come up the wall a little bit, that's fine. Push into the wall with that right heel. And then bring the outer right thigh forward, bring the right ribs forward, go down with your hips, reach up through your side ribs, keep bringing those right ribs forwards as you go down, keep lifting your abdomen upwards. Reach up through your arms, go down with your hips. And now straighten the front knee, turn your left foot in. Bring your arms and your legs back together. Okay, now Parsvottanasana, intense stretch. So this is a new pose this week. We're going to do it with the hands on the wall. So bring your right foot to the wall, with your toes at the wall, and then bring your left foot behind your right foot. And then bring your right foot in line with your left foot. Keep your fingertips on the wall, bend your knees and take your left leg way back, about 4 feet backwards. And then bring your fingertips onto the wall, make sure it's the fingertips, and walk your hands all the way up the wall. Straighten your legs by pressing your heels down, lifting up through the kneecaps. Bring the left hip forward towards the wall and move your right hip back. Push the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs and keep crawling your hands up the wall to lengthen the sides of your torso. That's the name of the pose. Keep your kneecaps lifting. Keep the sides of your waist lifting. Move your chest towards the wall, but move your hips away from the wall, especially that right hip. Bring that right hip back. And now bend your front knee. Bring the back foot, your left foot forward next to your right foot. Bend your knees and now take your right leg way back, about 4 feet. You can modify by moving your left foot more to the left if you need to, if balance is an issue or if there's a lot of tightness in the legs. So straighten the legs. Come up onto your fingertips, and then you're backing your hips upwards, especially this left hip. Back this left hip up, away from the wall. Walk your hands higher up the wall, and then lengthen the sides of your trunk up the wall. Keep the sides of your waist lifting. Just have your ears level with the arms. Keep moving your hips backwards, and the sides of your chest upwards. Parsvottanasana. Now bend your front knee and bring the back foot forward. Okay, Prasarita Padottanasana. Bring your heels here to the back edge of your mat. Bring your hands to the chest. Take your arms and your legs wide apart. Keep your heels lined up with the back edge of the mat and turn your feet inwards. This is also a new pose for today, this week. Bring your hands to the hips. Roll your shoulders back. Lift up through your chest, look upwards, and then start to come forwards. Come forwards. Don't let your hips go backwards. Bring your hands down to the floor. Now, of course, if your back is rounded here, if your knees are bending, raise the floor upwards with bricks, whatever you need to use under your hands. Push into the floor. Lift up your kneecaps. Push into the floor with your hands and lift your chest forward. Keep the sides of your waist lifting. So you're reaching your breastbone forward, collarbones forward, moving the thighs back. Lengthen here, the sides of your chest. This is Prasarita Padottanasana 1. Press into the big toe mounds. Don't let the weight fall back into the heels too much. Lift up through your chest. Now bring your hands to the hips, reach the chest forward, and bring your arms and your legs back together. And stand in Tadasana. Okay, now we're going to do some seated postures. So take your 2 bricks and turn them this way. If you don't have bricks, you can have folded blankets. Okay, and then sit on the front edge of your bricks. And put your belt right around the bottoms of your feet, the metatarsals, for Dandasana with the support of the belt. So I'm pushing into the belt with my big toe mounds, reaching my inner heels forward. Press your thighs down, lift up through your chest. Lift your inner upper arms, draw the shoulders back, inject your shoulder blades into the back ribs, and make sure that your back waist is lifting. The back waist has to lift. Bring your head back so the crown of the head is right over the tailbone. Dandasana. Stiffer bodies, stay here and work this pose. Others of you, let go of the belt. Lift up your arms, turn the thumb sides of your wrist away. Keep pressing your legs down, lengthening the inner legs towards the inner edges of your feet. Then lift up through the sides of your chest. Lift up through your back waist. Press your legs down. Lift your chest. Turn your outer upper arms forward. Keep pushing the ceiling upwards. And now bring your arms forward and down. And now Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose. Hold on to the right inner knee. Bring the right leg out. Bring the left leg out. If it's okay for your knees, there's no discomfort, bring your right ankle closer. Bring your left ankle closer. Let the inner edges of your feet open. So keep your heels pressing into each other. Bring your hands around to these bricks, turning the tops of your arms outwards. So press your heels into each other. Lengthen your inner thighs towards the inner knees and draw the outer knees back into the outer hips. Lift up through the sides of your chest. Roll your shoulders backwards. Keep pressing your heels into each other to maximize the lengthening of the inner thighs towards the inner knees. Keep your chest lifted, shoulders back. Baddha Konasana. Now hold on to the outer thighs. Bring your legs back together. Okay, and then take your right leg out, and then take your left leg out for Upavishta Konasana. Now make sure that if you're up on height like this, that you're not tipping forward and there's not a lot of arching in your back. If there is, maybe come down to the floor. Otherwise, stay up on the height, and then make sure that your toes are going straight upwards, the knees are going straight downwards, and make sure that your groins and your tailbone are both going down evenly, your front groins. Now bring your hands onto the bricks, roll your shoulders back, press your thighs down, and lengthen from your inner thighs to the inner feet. Draw back from the outer knees into the outer hips. Roll your shoulders back. Lift up through the sides of the chest. Bring your head back. Upavishta Konasana, wide-legged seated pose. So draw those shoulders back. Okay, and now bring your legs back together. And we'll do Chatushpadasana. So come down and move your bricks to the side. We'll come back to those bricks in a little while. Put your belt around the fronts of your thighs. And bring your feet close to your pelvis. Keep your feet as wide as your shoulders. Bring the feet as wide as the shoulders. Turn your feet inwards. Turn your arms outwards and lift your chest. Press your feet down and raise your pelvis upwards. Pull on the belt. Lift your middle buttocks higher. Roll your outer thighs upwards. Climb up onto the top of the shoulders. Lift your chest and then come down. We'll do that 2 more times. Chatushpadasana. Hold onto the belt. Turn the tops of the arms out. Press down through your inner feet. Lift up through your hips. Pull on the belt so that the top of the shin bone draws back towards your chest. Lift your middle buttocks. Get on the top of your shoulders and then come down. One last time. Holding that belt, press down through your feet, lift up through your hips. Turn the tops of the arms out. Keep lifting the middle buttocks higher. Bring the shin bone, the top of the shin bone, that bone just below your knee, move it back towards the back of your body, towards your back chest. And then lift up your chest and then come down. Okay, now Setu Bandha, Sarvangasana. So we'll use 1 or 2 bricks. Now those of you who can use 1 brick at the highest level, either like that or like that, feel free to do that. I'm going to instruct you today with 2 bricks side to side. So 2 bricks like this. If that really feels too much, you can go down to 1 brick. Okay, so make sure the bricks are under your tailbone and your sacrum. Keep turning the tops of your arms out. Some of you will stay with your knees bent. Others of you can start stretching your legs. So as you stretch the legs, make sure the leg doesn't roll out. Roll the outer thigh up, the inner thigh down, lengthen through the front of that hip. And then bend that knee and stretch out the other leg. Roll the outer thigh up, lengthen through the front of the thigh. Keep your chest lifting. And then maybe you can match your legs. If you can't, just keep your knees bent. So roll the outer thighs up, Keep lifting the frontal hip points up towards your chest. Turn the tops of your arms outward. Keep your legs active. Keep scrubbing your heels forward. If you have something around, if you feel any discomfort in your back, you can always raise your feet up and put your feet on some height. Otherwise, if you feel discomfort in the back, just bend the knees for today. Press the fronts of your thighs into the backs of the thighs. Lift up through your chest. Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, the construction of the little bridge. And now bend your knees. Take your bricks, lift your hips first and then take your bricks out from under the pelvis. And then slowly bring your buttocks down. Let your lower back neutralize and then move the flesh of your buttocks towards your feet. Lift your ribs away from your pelvis and then extend your legs. Bring your legs a bit wider than your hips. Hold on to the occipital bone and lengthen it so that you're right on that occipital bone there. If you need a blanket under your head, of course, take that. Take off any glasses. Bring your arms alongside your body. Turn your palms upwards. Now relax your legs completely. Relax your arms completely. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue and your lips. Relax all the muscles of your face. Let your eyes draw back into your head. Relax deep inside your ears. Relax all the skin on your face, especially around your temples, and the skin in between your eyebrows, and the skin on your forehead. The front of your body soften into the back of your body. Let the back of your body soften into the floor. Shavasana. Bring your hands onto your abdomen and deepen your breathing. Acknowledge the inner stillness inside yourself that's always there, even if you're not aware of it. Allow that inner stillness to spread throughout your nervous system. Now bend your knees and roll to your side. Come up with your head last. Acknowledge yourself for practicing today. Lift up your chest and say, yes, I did my yoga today. Namaste.